Please, presenter, you can go ahead and present.
Okay, so thank you so much for this opportunity. Once again, I'm back. So for the tips on how to submit a strong application to your host institution or to the application institution. So the first thing, like Dr. Kamagata has mentioned earlier on, you need a motivational letter, recommendation letter, some series of documents. But these are some of the most important things you need to consider. The first one is motivational letter, which you should make sure that you align your academic and career goals. Sometimes people usually mix the two, and there is a clear difference between your academic goal and your career goals. So let me give an example. So let's say I want to become a professor. That is my career goal. But my academic goal is to pursue, let's say, a master's program right now. So in your motivational letter, you have to make sure that you have tied your academic goal and your career goal to make sure that, okay, I want to study masters, but what will this masters do for me in order to achieve my career goal? And the contribution of that masters into your discipline. So don't just personalize the recommendation letter that the benefit will be just by you, but how will that impact the broader, community population? Maybe if you are studying, let's say, something that is, let's say, computer science, how will that impact the, space in computing, the space in, algorithms, that kind of thing? Because their aim, if we, like we know earlier on, their aim is not just for you to get educated, but to solve problems, to get people connected. So you have to make sure that that is in your motivational letter. And the last point is you have to be specific and authentic. I don't know if sometimes you will read an essay, you will just know that no, this is generic. I mean, this is something that you just change the name of university, or maybe you're applying to numerous programs, then you can. That's what most people do. They'll just remove the name of the program and then put this program, put this university. That is a generic. You have to be specific. When they are reading the motivational letter, they have to feel like you are telling a story to them, not to anyone else. And your research proposal, especially for those people applying for PhD, you have to make sure that your focus area in your region, you have to tie your proposal to that objectives, because for every region, there are some focus area and target that, for example, capability building, problem solving when it comes to health, epidemiology of diseases, have shifted from infectious to non-communicable. So you have to read about the focus area in that region, make sure that your proposal is tied to their interest. Otherwise, they'll be like, this is a strong proposal, but our aim, our goal is not what we are looking for. And unfortunately, they can't take you in. So you have to make sure that you look at what are they looking for and tie your proposal to that. And how would that your proposal solve the goals that are in that region? So that is the reason why I represent this with XYZ. Based on your findings, you would tie your research on addressing those things that they want to address in that region. And link your proposal to a broader societal impact. Like, okay, if you study this program and because PhD is all about research. Research is all about making impact, improving society, improving health, improving communication, improving facility. So how will that impact the, population in general? Maybe you are solving a connection issue, networking, or maybe you are introducing, maybe you are creating a software to, connect people. So you have to make sure that you explain the impact of that proposal into the broader society. I know there are a lot of things to talk about when it comes to proposal, but this is just to make sure that research proposal is very important when it comes to PhD application, and recommendation letters, which is, I mean, one of the most important issues we are facing in Nigeria, specifically when it comes to, let me make it clear, in our northern part of Nigeria, professors mostly don't take recommendation letters seriously. Sometimes they write one or two paragraphs. I know so person has studied so in this so program, has graduated with so please assist him in any regard. So that is like generic. You have to make sure that the person you are taking your recommendation letters to, the person you are asking to write recommendation letters for, they know you personally, academically. And what people usually do is that they write a draft and then ask them to like edit it to make sure that you are making life easy for them so that they won't have to start from scratch. But sometimes our professors will feel like you are downgrading their capability of writing a good recommendation letter. They'll be like, don't worry, I'll write it for you, and they will end up writing what you don't want, which totally is going to like put your application to the lowest level, which at the end of the day is not going to count. So you have to make sure that you provide a clear information about the scholarship. Make sure that, because if that person know you personally and academically, they know you are capable of achieving more than what you are like pursuing currently. So, and then even if they feel like they can't accept any draft from you, make it a case that this is like your achievement, because they don't know your achievement. I mean, even your brother, that you were born the same, in the same family, they don't know your achievement. They just know that you graduated from maybe University of Lagos. That's what they know, but they don't know maybe you are the overall best student. You have gotten maybe some awards. You did a lot of presentations, so you have to put that in like a short essay. And even if they are drafting it for you, just let them know that this is your achievement, so that they can read your achievement and then draft. So indirectly, you are giving them a draft to, integrate when they are writing a recommendation letter. And if you feel like they will be open, it's better for you to draft a recommendation letter. I mean, 1 to 2 pages is fine. Then they can proofread it and then edit it and give it back to you. It is always better that way. And the last thing I want to talk about is the common mistakes we make when writing when submitting application. Incomplete application doesn't mean that you didn't submit the application. It means that you have missed important requirement in the application. And each of these applications that we have mentioned in country, region, their criterias are different. They are document priorities. Sometimes they might ask you to submit a PDF file. If you did read that part clearly, you might end up submitting maybe an image or maybe another document with different extension. So that is incomplete application. Sometimes you might get lucky, they will overlook that, but you don't have to do that. So you have to make sure that you are submitting what they want. And missing deadlines because of time zone difference, you have to make sure that each application you are starting, you note the deadline up. Like if you are working in Nigerian time, make sure that you convert the time. Let's say maybe in Germany, it's going to be maybe 8 o'clock. What time will it be in Nigeria? You write it and make sure that you didn't miss that deadline. And like I said, for people that are applying for a PhD program, your proposal is very important. Make sure that you reach out to the expert in that field. Let's say you're applying for PhD in sociology. Look for expert in sociology, maybe they can proofread it for you. Yes, and you can send it to any other person for facial validity, just to look at, okay, maybe some grammar, because you are the one that, wrote your proposal. You might think that, okay, this is fine, but if somebody is looking at it, might be like, you didn't write to, and those kind of simple grammatical errors, which speaks to lack of paying attention to details, and the use of some important tools in writing, like Grammarly. You can, to improve your writing. So generic content is one of the things that place our people in low position to get scholarship. Most of us, I mean, even me, sometimes I'll be lazy to edit a document to submit, which will place you in I'm not gonna say you highly be highly gonna make it if you are sending a generic document, but if you can take your time, each application you are submitting, look at the CV, redo your CV, look at, okay, I'm applying for, let's say, MSc in computer science and MSc in technology. These are different programs. So you have to look at your CV. What should I put first? Maybe I'm applying for I'm applying for masters in by coursework, which is different by masters in research. You have to put your research experience first. So those things are like the nitty-gritty part of your application to make sure that you are not just submitting things, you are not rushing it. You can spend maybe 1 week submitting one application. It doesn't matter the number of days or hours you spend. It's about submitting a quality
Sorry,
application.
Umara, I'm afraid that we have to allot these 20 minutes that are remaining to question and answers. Seems like what we have on the slide is going into our group, and some people are asking for the link to the WhatsApp group, which has been posted on the meeting chat. So I'm very sorry to cut you short, but I think it's logical to allocate this remaining 20 minutes to question and answers. Meanwhile, the slides are going to be uploaded in the group chat, and then if we have further questions, we can ask. Okay.
And I know all the speakers and the moderators, the hosts, they are also in the group.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So without wasting much of time, I would just like to go through the questions in the group chat before asking people to raise their hands in the meeting to ask questions. Bello Umar asked, how can a person apply for this scholarship and what are the requirements for masters? I joined late. Okay. Probably if you go through the slides, you will be able to see the requirements and the rest. So another Liz, I don't know, Liz, what about masters and PhD in logistic and supply chain management or business intelligence? Is there any kind of a master's or PhD program on logistic and supply chain management? Do we have one of the speakers to respond to?
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, for in-country region scholarship, there is no such course. But in Germany, you may find such course and beyond, and even beyond.
Okay, so Liz is encouraged to look at other programs that are in relation to DAAD, but that are in Germany, not in region or in country.
Yes, there is a link that I sent in the group chat. So audience can take reference from that link and enter the DAAD link to see more.
Okay, so Yahaya Lawan is asking, can a candidate apply for admission and scholarship at the same time, or should firstly got an admission, then go with the scholarship? So I think if I try to rephrase this his question, Yahaya Lawan is trying to ask if whether the admission and the scholarship is simultaneously secured, or you will have to find the admission before you apply for the scholarship.
No, I have wrote the answer in the chat. You first apply for the scholarship. Then if you win funding, then they will ask you, or if you are pre-selected, the DAD will send you message and ask you to apply for admission for you to win the funding somewhere around March, April, May. That is for fall semester, while for spring semester, somewhere around June, July, they'll ask you to apply for admission in the host institution. So that should not be a problem. Applicants should not bother about applying for admission now, although they will see it in the call for application that a candidate need to provide admission letter. So just apply for the admission. When they ask you to provide admission letter, tell them that this is not the time for application in that university that you are applying to.
Okay, thank you so much for this
Yeah.
detailed answer. Baba Habu is asking a question. Is it acceptable to use AI to write your motivation letter?
I think I'll go with this.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Mr. Abu, I would like to draw your attention on writing something with AI, because people, the people you are writing your motivation letter to, they are more smarter and clever than you. They know an AI generated text. There are ways of writing with AI ethically, but things like motivation letter, a one page of something that is related to your life, at least you can use your own initiative to write that. The only thing you need to do is, after writing it, give it to someone that you know is better than you in terms of flow of English, grammatical construction, and then knows better than you in terms of the structure of the motivation letter. Let him proofread it for you. Don't use AI for something as minimum as one page. I think this is uncalled for. Ethically, you can write things with AI ethically, but this is something that is highly competitive. You should at least prove to them that you can do it yourself.
Yes.
Because even me, that is not a professor or an erudite academician, I can't detect an AI generated text by reading the first 3 lines. So please shun away from it. It is not good. It is not advisable. Please. Thank you.
Yeah, and to add to what you said, Kamagata, if you are ready to go into grad school, graduate college for master's or PhD, you should get ready to write tons of like reports, letters, and this is how you start. So you need to challenge yourself, you need to start writing yourself, and you need to show to the world that, okay, I can actually write report independently, and you can write about yourself.
Yeah. Also, let me say a few words on this. I'm among the reviewers, like in some journals, maybe Elizabeth building engineering and so on and so forth. Like the more I see, like even the flow of writing when it is AI, you can easily like put a first like glance, you will understand this an AI is an AI writing. I will automatically recommend the rejection of that, not the application letter or motivation letter, just a paper, a research paper. I will just recommend rejection because I have detected something without using any machines, any editing tool. I detected that it is an AI generated text. So we will no longer accept it. So
Okay.
please, I am just urging all of us to like discourage our mind of using such tools for our personal writing. Maybe it has some application in some areas, but for your personal writing, please try to avoid using all the AI tools. Thank you.
Abiru Tijani Sala is asking, is there any maximum age limit for DAAD scholarship? Does it include family support or funding? Does
I
it
think
include
before
family support?
we go to answer this question, I'm sorry to cut you off. Regarding the use of AI, there are various tools that you can use, maybe to check your grammar and maybe to paraphrase something, maybe if you need to change. However, ideally, you shouldn't go and use ChatGPT or ask it to generate text for you. You better write your text after you finish. If there is need for grammar check or something like that, there are tools like Grammarly and others which you can use maybe to check your grammar, and maybe it will give you some suggestion of the area that you need to improve in your text. So we shouldn't say that you shall not use the AI at all. Maybe no, there are ways that you can use your AI, but however, in this kind of application, it's good to write your text. Then maybe you should use some tools like Grammarly for grammar check and other things.
Yes, so is there any age limit, or does it include family support or funding for dependent? This is a question by Kabir Tijani Sali.
Hello?
Yes, please, if you want to respond to this question, go ahead.
Yeah. The first one I wanted to respond to about this age limit, what they emphasize is the time of your application should not be more than 6 years from your graduation. This is what they emphasize, not the age limit.
Please,
I
Doctor,
don't
if I
know.
understand the answer of this question, like maybe I'm a 40-year-old man, but I
Yeah.
graduated maybe last 5 years, I can apply, right?
Yes.
So it doesn't count my age limit, but my degree levels. They are emphasizing of my bachelor years, not my normal.
Yes. Yes. I don't know if Kamagat can add something, but that's what I know.
Okay.
So is there any support for family? Is there any, if
There
you
is
are maybe
not.
married?
There is not. There is
Okay.
not at all.
Okay, so Yahaya Lawan is asking a question. We need to be we need to respond as fast as we can. We have 10 minutes left. So can your lecturer with PhD or masters write recommendation letter for you apart from professors?
I think I can take
Dr.
this.
Umara, all right.
Yeah. Anyone that you can prove to them that have teach you can ask for a recommendation letter from them. So in this regard, you can even ask someone that I know this will sound somehow, but if you have a good relationship with someone, even though like they didn't teach you any course, you can ask them to write a recommendation letter for you, because I mean, a good recommendation letter is better than just like 1 or 2 lines from somebody that has supervised you or has known you for like 6 years. So yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah, okay. Just to add to what you just shed more light on, I think I don't know how the DAAD scholarship works, but I know for so many scholarship, especially if you're applying for PhD, it's a great advantage if you have your undergraduate project supervisor and your master's thesis supervisor to recommend you for the scholarship or for the position. So this Abdul Shakur Lawal Fagi is asking, I'm just curious to ask whether the DAAD offers a scholarship related to medical courses, and if yes, which universities do? Thank you. Is there any medical related courses offered by this program, please?
In the in-country Iridium scholarship, there is not. If he is directly talking about medical related courses like nursing, medical lab, and what have you, but we have made mention of public health, that someone who is from paramedics can apply, and we mentioned environmental health also, they can also apply. But you can check the website that we have sent in the group for more information on German universities.
Okay. So if we have some people that would like to ask question in person.
Doctor, sorry, before you go, I want to add something before I forget. One can apply for 2 or 3 DAAD scholarship at a time.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you see like this university is doing food science and technology, that university is doing food chemistry, you can apply at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Liz is also asking again, I will be done with my master's program July next year. Can I still apply for it? And secondly, can my former boss recommend me? Yes, your former boss can recommend you. But for the question of you applying for a PhD, probably while doing your master's program, I don't know how the DAAD works.
Yes, he can apply if he has a transcript of the first year.
Okay.
Yes, and he get a hope certificate, even if it is from his HOD, then add it in the section that they need him to put the certificate
Okay.
or something
Okay.
like that.
Okay. So if we have if we have some audience that would like to ask question in person, please they can go ahead and unmute themselves and ask questions. Because I think we
give
have
them only
exhausted
2
all
minutes, right?
opportunities. We
Only
have
2 minutes.
seven more minutes, 6 probably. We have exhausted all the questions in the chat section. So please, if you have any question, please go ahead and ask your questions. If we don't have question, we can go in 1, going 2, going 3. We don't have any question from the audience.
Yes, it seems.
That you have to remind them that the application will be closed in the next 6 days.
Okay, application closing in the next.
Yes, I make this comment while we are opening the session,
Yes,
but
so,
maybe some they are
Yeah,
not
but
aware. Like,
that time many audience are not present.
yes,
okay,
the
so
application is closing
I would
for the
like
next
to
6
make
days.
I would like to make a suggestion and to volunteer in these 6 days. Most of us are going to be really active in the WhatsApp group. So if you have any question, please let us know. Yeah, try to make your application as unique as possible. Try to make your application in such a way that if the committee is going to choose one person, you are confident that you will be that person. And I would like to remind our audience that each application should be unique. Each application should be given the maximum amount of energy it requires, because reviewers or people on these committees are actually people with PhDs or even professors. So they are actually looking for something that is close to perfection. So you need to be as good as possible, and you need to be able to communicate. Communication is a key in this business. So you need to be able to communicate your achievement, you need to be able to communicate your goals, and you need to be able to communicate your mission and vision in your application. I think that will go a long way in helping you secure a position, and not just DAAD. I think we will be giving series of talks and webinars on other scholarship opportunities around the world, in Europe, in Asia, in the United States, or in the American continent at large. I don't know if whether some of my moderators or the resource persons that we've had have anything to close with. We just have
Tajo,
have
Dr.
made
Tajo, maybe you have a few words.
Can I say something?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. Regarding what Dr. Muhammad Sani said, I think the series of seminars should be more than this. And after this, I think we need to organize a webinar on ethical use of AI in academic writings. I think Wakili, I can also volunteer to do that, because it's very important for our people to know. Yes, you can use AI ethically, but to at least know what you are doing or how ethically, by not breaching the ethics of academics and other report writings. I think we should do that. And then I will also emphasize on the listeners to know that scholarship hunting is a full-time job.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a full-time job. It's not something that
Yes,
you just apply once and then you think you can get it. No.
Yes, sir. We
It's
have
a
been in
full-time
this
job.
journey since we were at level 400, me and Umara. Yes.
So
Thank you, Doctor. We have less minutes. We have like more than
we have 2 minutes roundup.
Dr. Tajo, do you have some few words to add before we close? Before we close automatically?
Guys, it's just a words of appreciation. This is very wonderful. It's a maiden conference, and definitely it will come with some challenges which are duly noted and will not happen again. As I said during the introduction, it's a maiden webinar. More of these are going to come up, depending on which scholarship we have ahead. And then some important aspect of scholarship application, like how to write a winning motivational letter, how to write, how to arrange your CB, and all those things will also be organized. The ethical use of the AI, every aspect that need to be addressed will inshallah be addressed. And I think this is more effective than sending all those messages in the group. We will continue to do that as well. But then this webinar series is more effective, and inshallah it's going to continue. Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
I know this is going to end in 1 minute. So my concern is that I'm not aware that the application would close in 6 days, which I think we need to delegate people that can help other people that are interested in applying within this short period of time.
Time.
Yeah, so
Doctor, can you say something, Dr. Mama Sani? Can you say something before it ends?
I would like to appreciate our resource persons. I think they have done a wonderful job. I know about DAAD, but not in full details like this. This is
Thank you, Dr.
very, very
Gamagata. Thank you, Dr. Umara. Thank you, Dr.
so much.
Geza. We will decide in the group about the next meeting. Thank you.
Yes.
thank you,
guys.
everyone. It's nice to see everyone. Bye.
Thank
Have
you.
a nice day.
We need the slide in the group, please. We need the slide in the groups.
Okay, inshallah. I'll drop
Thank
mine.
you, Doctor.
Thank you.